Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another awareness session of Reconstructing Minds. My name is Shantario. You know, just to make this crystal clear, I am doing my own thing. Um, I am not part of anything. I do not belong to anything. Um, I just want to make that crystal clear, but I am going to continue to put out segments dealing with the blueprint. And without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, I'm going to begin on page 66, and then we're going to back up to page 32 in the blueprint. We're going to talk about life and forks in the road. Life and forks in the road. Okay, it says, life is energy that grows towards a particular purpose. When you are not growing and developing toward a purpose, you are dying or dead. It says life is pure energy that flows through all creation. It flows through animals and plants as well as humans. It flows through the physical, mental, and as well as spiritual. As the spiritual. It says life is the pure energy that flows through every animated object in the universe, known and unknown. The energy that it takes for a thought to be made into reality is the same energy that it takes to walk. It says 1 foot before the other. Life is energy in its purest form. The life that lives in the core of an atom is the same energy that gave birth to all creation. It says all energy, all life is part and parcel of the one creative force. It says, however, life is governed by laws, in other words, principles, which means you will only get from life that which you put into it. Okay. Now we're going to dig in to page 32. It says, at the moment we find ourselves in trouble, most of us cannot see a realistic avenue of changing our behavior. Usually we just roll with the punches and take what we may. Sure, there are schools, there are sports, there are trades, there are labor, and there's business. But how does one get into the proper frame of mind to pursue dreams of legitimate success when our communities, real heroes and role models are real-time hustlers, pimps, gangbangers, drug dealers, whores, and players? When one has grew up in a community where, in his eyes, the most successful person that comes into contact with the street hustler or the gangbanger or the drug dealer, what can be done to encourage him to strive for legitimate avenues of success instead? There are some of the questions that our new concept, growth and development, will answer. However, society views us as psychopaths and seeks the easy way out. Yes, society has devolved only way of dealing with the problems of crime and recidivism. That is to say, 3 strikes, you're out, lock them up and swallow the key, build more prisons, etc., etc. But as men, we are answers. But as men, we are our answers to our problems. What do we have to offer? And an alternative solution to society's cry for imprisonment and death. And we're saying that we are not intelligent enough to discover, create workable answers. Knowledge are 4th principles, and these principles are based on the universal laws and principles. Are we saying or that we do not have the wisdom to see the environment. Now, knowledge is the ability to grow and develop through study, observation. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge wisely. It says the first level of growth and development begins in our mother's wombs. The cells join and unfold until what emerges a fully formed child. From that point, quite naturally and without effort, are passed the various crossroads of life succeed one another. Once born, the child begins to focus his eyes to reach out and touch things, to move things, and if possible, make sounds that discover causes others to respond, like crying for milk, laughing for affection. Soon he confronts the challenge of sitting up a crossroad, walking a crossroad, and finally talking a more difficult crossroad. See, every stage of life has a crossroad, no matter what it is. And this is, from a societal standpoint, uh, not just a process of growth and development. It says all people have had to succeed the challenges of crossroads. There are only stages in one growth and development stages we all had to meet and overcome in order to survive. Each time that we approach a new behavior, like going from crawling to walking, we are confronted with a crossroad, a point at which we had to decide to move forward. Such crossroads continue throughout life in the form of major decisions that affect our future. Our example, when we turn 16, we are confronted with a decision, a crossroad, of which we are not to stay in school. And when we graduate from high school, the crossroad is whether or not we should go on to college. Often being in jail represents a crossroad. You begin to realize that it is time to make a change. No matter what the situation is in life, you have to remember that every stage, even in the process of growth and development, there is a fork in the road. From the very decisions that we make, from a baby being brought into this earth from the mother's womb, every level of life has a crossroad. Now, I need to remind you that, you know, every obstacle, there's a crossroad. Every triumph, there's a crossroad. And in this process that we choose to call growth and development, there is a process, or what we consider a fork in the road. So, with that being said, love is the one creative force of existence. Life is the one creative force of love and action. Loyalty is substitute and cooperation with an organized scheme of things. Knowledge is the ability to grow and develop through study, observation, and application. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge and wisely. And understanding, which is the crowning point of all our principles, hang on the very prongs of what we call the forks of life, which represent a crossroad, which represent life and a crossroad. Peace.